Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gameroom Discourse podcast. I'm Mike,
I'm James.
And I'm Joey.
and this week we have another treat for you. Last podcast was top 10 favorite games for like our personal top 10 favorite games with some honorable mentions. And this week we're doing Joey,
Least favorite games. Bottom
and
10,
it
really.
is going to be fucking awesome.
The ones we had the worst times with.
Yep.
All right. And to start us off, we're gonna go in reverse order from last time. Last podcast it was me, James, and Joey. So we're gonna start with Joey, James, and then me. So Joey, kick it off.
Okay, starting off, here are my honorable mentions, or dishonorable mentions, really. So, my first one is Lovely Planet Remix. It sounds weird. It's an indie game where it's like
I don't know what that is.
It's a 3D platform shooter where sometimes you shoot straight, sometimes you don't, sometimes you can control yourself in the air, sometimes you can't. And every single level is just different. If I played more of it, like I played through the first world and it was just like, okay, this is kind of and there's a whole time trial aspect, so you need to get the best time, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. It seemed
Fair
like a
enough.
fun game. I just didn't like the concept where every single level has a different movement mechanic or shooting mechanic, where the gun will be made of spaghetti, and based on how you move or how you jump, you aim in the direction that the spaghetti's pointing. It's not perfectly straight.
I kind of feel like I played a game like that before, but not like it's
Splatoon? No, I'm just kidding. I'm
not
just
not
kidding. I'm just
Splatoon,
kidding.
but like it's a 2D platformer, right? Kind of,
No, this one's a
or
3D
3D.
platformer.
3D platformer.
So
Yeah, so
like
it's even
Yeah,
Bubsy
worse.
3D.
I can imagine that being harder for a 3D platformer for movement.
Yes, 100%.
Using using 3 dimensions when most of the game is based off of movement, I can imagine being harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a bad game. It's just what I found of it and its main gimmick. I just didn't like it, which is kind of the whole thing about all of the games that I have on my list. It's either I didn't like it or I didn't like it because it's bad.
Understandable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now to go to my second and final honorable mention, any Epic Game Store exclusive. Now you
Fair
understand
enough.
why I said that wasn't a game before we started recording.
I mean, I kinda have something like that, but yeah, go for it.
Literally
I
no shopping cart until apparently it got added recently. No Steam friends, no whatever with Steam. Took Rocket League, one of the best games ever. I don't even care about the multiplayer. The workshop, like, single player parkour maps that I didn't find out about until it got fucking moved over to Epic, and now you can't do it without some weird PC shenanigan. Not only that, no achievements, and oh my
they took
goodness.
away achievements from it. That's kind of fuck.
Yeah, the games on Epic don't have achievements.
It's dumb.
That's not.
It's just dumb,
Incredibly dumb.
especially for a game that did start out with achievement and now just doesn't.
Yeah, like all the Kingdom Hearts game, which are still exclusive.
That's
Yeah. I like Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, that's
mm,
unfortunate.
There are so many
interesting.
games on the Epic Game Store that are just so stupid. Like, why would you put Final Fantasy VII Remake only on Epic for a limited amount of time? Right now it's on Steam, of course, but it was Epic exclusive for a time. So was Borderlands
That
3, which some may say is bleh. And there's just the Epic Game Store is just the worst game that I've ever played. 0 out of 10. That's why I put in a dishonorable mentions, because it's not really.
Not a game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
That's
a
fair.
game, but you understand my hate for it.
Yeah, and
understand.
that's important.
Yes. I'm trying to look up other Epic Games exclusives. Like,
Get to your top 10.
too bad. Too
He wants
fucking
to complain about
bad.
Epic more. None of them
Okay, the
played about
Kingdom
Epic.
Hearts series. Neo: The World Ends with You is an Epic Game Store exclusive.
Is it?
Oh,
Yes.
It's on Switch.
For PC. This is for PC platform.
you might have to do it through the Epic Games account thing.
I play it on Switch.
No,
Well,
no, you're not getting what I said.
Oh,
This is for PC games only. Like if it's on PC, you can only buy it on the Epic Game Store. Who cares if it's on Switch or Xbox or PS4?
Okay, I got you.
So like Neo: The World Ends with You, Rocket League, which used to be on Steam, then they took it off. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Sonic
it's
Colors
not over
Ultimate,
this one.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Colors Ultimate wasn't good
You
anymore.
gotta get both. You have to get it for Epic Games, Dan. It kind of sucks.
Yes. Okay,
It
now
really
to my
sucks.
bottom 10.
Yes,
Starting
your
with
bottom 10.
Yes, starting with number 10, which I actually ordered these because I could organize them by how much I hated them. So the number 10 is Batman Arkham Knight.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is a good game. It's well designed. It's got almost no bugs except for the PC version, but I played the PlayStation 4 version. But the one part that really pissed me off was the Riddler stuff.
Yep. Did not like the
Riddler not having the trophies and just being a driver challenge just pissed me the fuck off. And not only that, in Arkham City, moving around was so satisfying because the city was just big enough where you can glide around, gain speed, do this like super fast grapple, just continue gliding. You felt like you were a superhero. Whereas in Arkham Knight, it's just, oh, hey, I'm driving around. Wow,
I
I'm
feel
driving.
that a lot,
I'm a tank.
which was
Wow.
a bit of a turnoff for me for Arkham Knight as well, especially for the Riddler trophy thing, where I felt like it could have
Oh
been a
God,
separate
excuse me.
thing.
Sorry.
Yes, and I never actually got to the ending, but I've heard that the only way to get like an actual ending instead of a cliffhanger is buying DLC.
Uh,
Yeah.
that
That's never
hurts.
good.
Yeah, so I kind of just gave up on the game since I played it for like a good couple hours and got the gist of it, tried to get into it, but I couldn't. And then I played like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and they were just great.
Better. Just
Yes.
better. By a
Better in
lot.
every single way.
Exactly.
Except for graphics, but a PC version, I can fix it. Okay, on to number 9, which Mike is really gonna hate this. Super Metroid with no mods. He
Anything to
muted
say, Mike?
himself.
Anything to say?
Okay. The reason why it's in my top or bottom 9, bottom 10 is because I played Zero Mission. I played Fusion. I played all of these other amazing Metroid games. And then I get to Super Metroid. People tell me it's the best one. It's the one that changes everything. I get like with the maps, they don't have interconnected things on the top right. You can't tell whether you collected a thing already or not. Just these quality of life things that changed and were better in other later Metroid games, including Dread, Zero Mission, Fusion, AM2R, which we'll get to later, and even Samus Returns, the canon Metroid 2 remake. It's just everything was done better. I did enjoy myself, but the whole thing is the lack of quality of life, the lack of direction, and all that kind of stuff. I when I'm looking for a Metroid game, I don't look for Super Metroid, and I would probably love it if they made a remake in the way of Metroid Dread, like having that in that 3D and changing some things around, but still keeping the same game. I would love it, but overall, I I wanted to like the game coming into it. I love Metroid and I love the formula. Actually liked Metroid on the NES, but just Super Metroid, it's in that uncanny valley of Metroid games where it's not so bad it's good, or like it doesn't have the polished whatever it is. It has secret things that I don't care about, like the
I have
weird.
been screaming for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I'm not done yet.
I have been
Yo,
just what do you mean quality of life? It was from 1980. Fucking what?
Yes, that's
It's
why
the
I don't
third
like
game
it.
in the franchise. What do you mean quality of life? Quality of life didn't exist yet.
If it's the third game in the franchise, why is it so ass
Following
backwards?
second, you're saying that the second Metroid game is better than Super Metroid? Are you out of your mind? The second Metroid game didn't even have a fucking map.
Okay, going on to my number 8, that's Metroid 2.
wow.
What? Are you kidding?
So
Oh,
yeah,
is
you're
that like
right.
your actual number 8?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, number 8. Metroid 2 is not a good game.
Yes. But going back to Super
I
Metroid,
was screaming.
yeah, I know.
He didn't put faith. He just
I
You
tried
literally
to get
said
into it.
you literally I don't fucking believe you.
I said the Metroid on the NES.
You said I wanted to like this game, and literally I screamed like, I don't believe you.
No, I played it for hours and hours and
I
hours, and I got to
the
like,
charm and what do you mean no polish? That game looks good as shit. It's from the SNES. It still holds up today.
give me Super Metroid with a better map and not floaty controls, and I will love it.
That's the
Otherwise,
only thing I agree with you on. I agreed when you said the floaty controls. That was it. That's all I agree on.
the whole thing is the reason why I dislike it is just because so many people put it out as, oh, this is the best Metroid game of all time. It's the best Metroid game. 10 out of 10. It's the best thing ever. And I look at all the flaws and it's like,
It's the best 2D Metroid.
no, disagree. AM2R is. And even if you're going with actual ones,
It's not a
Metroid Zero Mission
Metroid
is.
game.
Metroid Zero Mission is better. 100%. Metroid Zero Mission is better than
this is
Super
Yeah,
Metroid.
going on to
I
the
think
last
my
podcast.
personal favorite 2D Metroid is probably Zero Mission. But I think that Super Metroid overall has the best impact.
It does have a good impact. I can understand the value that comes from the game in hindsight, but playing the game, I just can't enjoy it without
You didn't
mods.
play it in the 90s. What do you mean?
Does it really matter if we played it when it came out? I wasn't even born in the 90s.
That's when the impact was. That's when the impact matters.
Okay, I can't go back in time. I can't change what I played. I played it when I
You
played
have
it,
to.
and I disliked it when I
Alright.
played it because of how many people talked
All
about
right.
it.
All right. Next game before we get too lost on this.
Yeah, because I know you'll argue to hell and
I
back
I
about
will
this.
argue till I die.
Okay, Metroid 2. It's worse than Super Metroid.
It's worse than any Metroid. No, there's one or two that's worse. But
I just
gameplay wise, it's probably the worst.
Yeah, because it's black and white. It's just beeps and boops. It gave us the first full body Samus with like actual
Yeah.
detail, and it gave us the Spider Ball, which, haha, Metroid Prime. We love that thing.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also gave us different Metroid forms and the baby before the baby was the baby.
Mm, the baby.
Yes, it does have good atmosphere coming back from it, but just oh, it's so archaic and bad, and save points aren't
Yeah.
restoration points, and you're better off just playing Samus
Yeah.
Returns or AM2R.
It's the only Metroid game I haven't beaten. Fun fact.
Uh,
Out of all the Prime games, Metroid games, period, it's the only one I haven't beaten.
I 100%ed Fusion,
I
I
can't.
100%ed Dread, I 100%ed literally all of them, except for Metroid 2, Metroid 1, and Super Metroid.
I've done them all except for Metroid 2. I haven't even beaten Metroid 2. I can't. Like I get lost. Like I just can't tell where I am.
Yeah, to enjoy it today, you need a map, and even back then, you needed a map to enjoy it, whether
Mm-hmm.
creating it on your own or Nintendo Power.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, want me to go on to my
No.
number 7?
Sure.
Batman Arkham
You can do that
Origins.
here.
Oh,
Batman Arkham
I mean,
Origins.
understandable.
Coming from City, and not only with City on the Wii U, I played Origins on the Wii U. It was disappointing. It was okay for what it was, but the real kicker was seeing all this footage of the Cold as Ice DLC or whatever, and then
never getting it.
yeah,
Yep.
because the Wii U never got it. Wii U never got it. And just
That
Never
that
get to
sucks.
fact,
Cold as Ice.
it made me
It's
so
so
I
broken.
never
disappointed.
know it. I don't know anything about this game, so that sounds like
Also,
it
if you
sucks.
didn't play the multiplayer too, one of its only redeeming qualities.
I never played the multiplayer.
Understandable.
I
The glitches
even
too.
nowadays I don't play multiplayer unless if it's with friends. That's why I don't play Overwatch. That's why I don't play Rivals of Aether online. So I don't play Smash online. I just need to play it with friends.
Play.
Otherwise, I don't play it.
Overwatch
Yeah,
needs to
that's
come out
fair.
for me to play it to actually, to treat the users not shit.
And it actually has cross progression. So if you want to get the PC version,
I mean,
just saying,
I'd need a good PC and mouse first.
that is true.
Just got my laptop.
Either way, back to Batman Arkham Origins. It was just disappointing. And just the disappointment was bigger than any of the games before, including Arkham Knight, despite the fact that I vehemently hate the Riddler stuff. It's just Origins was just way more disappointing. Because at least Arkham Knight
Yeah,
was a
like you
good
said,
game.
you said you liked Ark. Yeah, I was gonna say you said you liked Arkham Knight. It was just the Riddler stuff.
Yeah, and Arkham Origins was just kind of mediocre.
Bad game. Didn't have a good roster of characters to play as.
And also Mr.
Like,
Freeze, one of
literally.
my favorite characters in all of Batman.
Yeah, he's great.
I couldn't play the DLC because it didn't release for the Wii U. You know how angry that makes me feel.
Listen,
Right now,
no
not
one
that much.
likes the
hear
Wii
it in your
U,
voice.
not even programmers, man.
Yeah. Either way, on to number
Damn.
6 to make everybody else pissed in the world. Earthbound.
Well, go ahead.
I
Go
can
ahead.
hear the
You made your bed,
disgruntlement.
lie in it. Go ahead. You
Okay.
made your bed, lie in it.
Okay, here's the
Yeah,
disclaimer.
you made your bed, now fucking lay in it.
I got to the eraser part of it, and all that whole part of it, I tried to get into it, but number one, I'm not an RPG fan, nor was I, like, I'm more of an RPG fan now, but I was way less so when I played it. And I played it for like hours, and I heard it was the best thing ever, but I just couldn't find the appeal to it. It was just an RPG.
Who the fuck is saying Earthbound is the best thing ever? I need to know that. I need to meet
I'd say
these people and
Earthbound.
give them a handshake.
My high school friend.
It's not. It's
Mother's-
not the best thing
Mother's
ever. It's
Breed.
phenomenal.
My high school
It's
friend.
great.
My high school friend,
Mother
and
3 is
around
better
the
than Earthbound.
This was before
Honestly,
Mother 3 was in the talking. It was just all the internet boards were, oh, Earthbound's amazing. Oh, there's Earthbound.
It is great. It is. I love Earthbound, but it's
isn't
not the best thing ever. It's not even the best Nintendo RPG.
Yeah, and
I think so. I think Mario. What is it? What's it called? Mario. The spiritual successor or predecessor to Paper Mario. Mario Mario
Super Mario
RPG.
RPG.
I think that's the best. I think that's the best Nintendo RPG as far as like turn-based goes, because Xenoblade's action RPG.
I disagree because Mario and Luigi Dream Team.
Paper Mario
Not Dream Team. Bowser's
Mario
Inside
1000
Story.
Year Door.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Bowser's
a good one
Inside
too.
Story.
But Paper Mario 1000 Year Door is also pretty damn good. But
Thousand Year
like,
Door
I
is
don't
great.
think Earthbound is the best Nintendo RPG. And Nintendo's not even known for RPGs. So, but it's
Yeah,
a phenomenal game.
a lot of these
Even
things
the
about the
Mario
bottom
RPG
10 were just how much it was hyped up, or really just Earthbound.
I
and
can
Super Metroid.
understand that. I
It
can
was hyped
understand
up,
that.
and I was expecting an amazing time, but because I wasn't into that genre and everything
Yeah.
got so hyped up, but I missed the point completely, I just didn't enjoy it.
You did. You don't have to get into it, but I can vouch as a literally huge Earthbound Mother fan. I can vouch that Joey and I have talked about Earthbound, and he has admitted to me when I explained the point that he completely missed the point of the game.
Yes.
I'm going to be
and
honest.
that does affect your outcome.
Yeah.
Two of my games on my list are like I had high expectations and like are basically suffering the same thing of just like Yeah,
I have a lot of
I
games on
didn't
my list
expect
that I
this.
had high expectations for, and 2 games on my list. I only played like an hour of, which is the limit for our. By the way, yeah, we had to have played the game for like an hour or
Yeah,
enough
some
to
of
get a
these games
feel
I
for.
played a fair amount of time on.
Yeah, I played Earthbound for a
Um,
fair amount.
Fun fact: 2 of the games on my list, I didn't play. I put them on my list before I played them, and I bought them 2 days ago each, and I played an hour of them each just so that I could put them on my list because I don't hate them for the game the gameplay or whatever. I hate them for what they stand
I'm gonna be honest, Mike. One of the games on my list I almost 100% completed,
for.
and
That's
it's on
pretty
my list.
bad.
It's on my
All right,
list.
let's let Joey get back to it. Get back to what you hate about Earthbound, so I
Oh,
can
no, it wasn't
go
that
and
I
shit
hate.
my brains out.
It was just the disappointment based on the expectations that
The
people
hype.
threw on it. Yeah, the hype, and that I didn't understand it
Fair
because
enough.
I was in high school and I was emotionally in the worst place that I'd ever been, and so, yeah, didn't get it, and that's kind
Fair
of the end of
enough.
the story. Didn't get it, disliked it because it wasn't good enough as the hype that it should have been, but yeah,
Fair enough. I feel
it
like that should have been 10 then, just because you just didn't get it. But all right, go on. I can be mad.
The main reason was like the high school friend that was constantly hyping it up. He would go over to my house because I had it on my Wii U under the virtual console, and he would just come over to play that, and I'm just be like, "What the fuck? I want to play something else. Stop playing that." Or I would go over to his house and he would play it on his. Disclaimer: we're both very
That's
different
funny.
people now. He's a lot better, and I'm also a lot better. I would probably enjoy it if I played it now with the right mindset and probably had friends around, but as of right now,
It's a
when I
long
played it,
game.
yeah, I know it's a very long game. Thing is,
It's a long
It is a
game.
JRPG. It is a JRPG.
It
So
is a, it is a JRPG. All
yeah.
right. Anyway,
Okay, these bottom 5 are going to be pretty self-explanatory if you've ever played them. Number 5,
okay.
007 Legends.
yeah,
What is it?
007 Legends, it's supposed to be like all the
Oh,
007 things on the like
plus
Wii U, and it was absolute trash. It was buggy, it was terrible. It brought the worst moments from James Bond, and just it was not worth playing.
why did it mess up GoldenEye like that, man?
I know. Why did they mess
Why
up
did it mess
all
up
everything?
Gold? He messed up everything.
And I thought I was gonna enjoy it when I went
never played
into
it.
it. Uh never play it. Ever.
Don't play it.
Don't go back to it.
Never play it.
Never
Great.
play
I
it.
won't.
It is
I
bad.
never
Don't
played
play
it.
Never play
it.
it.
Play GoldenEye by itself.
If they
Play
ever
the
come out with
GoldenEye
a
multiplayer.
yeah, play GoldenEye Source. Amazing. I know that brings up bad memories of a person who introduced it, but he's better, and that was a very fun time. Sometimes you just
Hey
got to
man,
take the bad with the good, and sometimes you just got to take the good with the bad.
I'm
Oh
okay
wait,
with
are we talking about that person?
Yes, but I won't get too
Ah,
into it because this is
got
about
it.
our
All
bottom
right, never
10
mind.
and 007 Legends. Either way,
All
number
right.
4, Sonic Free Riders.
fair enough.
Ah, yeah.
Fair enough.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the only one that I think is bad in that series, to be completely honest.
Yes, the one for the Kinect, which I have a story
Exactly.
behind.
Yeah.
Have I told you the story?
Yeah. But tell them.
So basically, for Christmas, I wanted Sonic Free Riders, but it was a Kinect exclusive, so I need to get the expensive Kinect to work with it. So I put on my Christmas list for my mom, hey, I want Sonic Free Riders, but make sure to get the Kinect because otherwise I can't play it. Turns out she didn't get the Kinect, and I just had a disc that was completely useless.
Understandable.
And then when I actually got the Kinect, I tried to play it. It was unresponsive, terrible, buggy.
Yeah,
I hated it.
terrible.
A
It is
lot
a
of
bad
Connect
game.
games did not do good. I also have a Connect
Because
game
they
on
didn't
my
work.
Yeah.
No, for some
It's
stuff
like,
it did work.
it
Like
didn't
for
work.
some stuff, some stuff it was made for, like
Connect Sports,
Connect
Xbox.
Sports, Connect Adventures,
those were
Xbox.
and
actually good.
also
Pay,
Any of the
like
pay
dancing ones.
Xbox
Dance,
for the
like
Kinect to turn on.
Connect Dance. Some of those stuff were actually good and meant for that, and actually built well for it. Other games were not.
I'm Han
They
Solo.
surely were
I'm
not.
Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
It was like
So-
they made the game first, and then they were like, "Oh no, the Kinect is coming out. We gotta make controls for this," and slapped it together at the last second.
Do you know the
Okay.
Star Wars thing that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. JonTron episode.
Oh well, I
The thing
mean,
is-
I guess it is from JonTron as well, but it's the
Han Solo.
fucking it's
It's
the
Ryan
but it's
Solo,
from
but it's
the
Han Solo.
but it's what's the game? The Star Wars Connect game, whatever it's
It's
called.
just Star Wars Connect.
Kinect
Just call
Star-
it that.
It's
Oh,
Kinect
that's all
Star
it's
Wars.
that's all it's called.
It's
Basically.
Kinect Star Wars.
Don't
That's
call it by
funny.
anything else. It doesn't deserve to be called by anything
It
else.
doesn't deserve
It doesn't deserve to be called by anything else. And just spoiler alert, Kinect Star Wars is on
bad.
my list.
Yeah.
On my list.
Just
I don't
watch the
have a Star Wars
JonTron
on my
episode
list.
about it.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I played it before
Alright.
everyone knew it was bad, and I
But
was
yeah,
just
I
like,
like
why
I
is
like
this so
Sonic Riders 1, and I love Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I thought that game was awesome.
The thing is, I had never played anything in the Riders series, or I'd
Well,
watch
Free
my
Riders
friends
is not a
play
good
it.
game.
Yeah,
It's not even a good game when it works.
yeah,
It's the main.
it's not.
It sucks. It's garbo.
I
Okay,
think it's
now
also
moving to
worse
the
for those characters.
now we'll move it to the bottom three, which James, I know you're gonna completely understand it when I list it. Street Fighter 1.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Only being able to play Ryu
Or Ken.
or Ken if you have.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I played Street Fighter 2 a lot. I played
Street
a lot
Fighter
of
2 is amazing.
Fighter-
Street Fighter
Listen,
1
I
is
played
garbage.
Street Fighter 1 is not a fighting game.
It's garbage.
Oh,
It's a beat 'em up game that made combos by accident,
Yeah.
and it is
Oh.
broken as hell.
Yes, and I played it with friends. I played it for like 15 minutes, and that was enough to know that it's a bad game. I don't
James,
care.
is that accurate? Do you need to play?
Yes,
that
it's
little?
a bad. You know the spamming light kick that game started it.
Yeah.
that was not
All right,
meant to
yeah,
be-
no, you probably don't need more than 15 minutes. I'll give that to you.
Yeah, even my friends agreed, like combined. It combined me and my friends with a whole total of 1 hour
Spamming
playing the
light kick.
game.
Oh my god, the spamming light kick.
Oh, it's so
no.
bad.
Just
Also,
spamming light kick is
Oh,
good.
no.
Hadouken is like frame perfect. You need to get every single thing frame perfect. So you need to get down,
Yes.
then wait a little bit, then down right, then wait a little bit, then forward, then wait a little bit, then punch. It was so backwards. And when you actually got it, it did like half your health bar. It was awful.
It also
Nothing.
didn't help that Sagat that was in the game was actually just as strong as Sagat in the later games.
Oof.
Sagat is. See, he was the first final boss of Street Fighter, and he was just not fair.
Was
I
Chun-Li in the first game?
No.
No.
Oh, then I had
It was
already.
basically Ryu, Ken, and Sagat, and they were all the same character, but Sagat was just better than you.
And then in the
Oh.
story mode, there were these boss characters that could do weird things. That's actually where Birdie came from. You know the big
Yeah.
fat guy in Street Fighter 5?
Yeah.
With
Dan
the cane?
Hibiki, Chun-Li, and Dhalsim were my favorite characters.
None of them are in that.
Like, none of them.
Oh,
Because it was literally just the story of the first tournament that Ryu and Ken went to,
And it was awful.
and that was it.
And I have it twice because
that
I have
was
the,
it.
I have it twice
was
because I have the 30th anniversary collection, which has Street Fighter 1 through Street Fighter 3.
Well, you
At
got
least
a
it can be
couple of
looked back
playable games.
upon. At least it was the first game in the franchise, to be
It
fair.
was the first game in the franchise which started
I
it
mean, it
all.
also kind of set up fighting games in general.
It did. It was an
So,
important. It was an important stepping stone, but going back to it today, it is god awful.
It is
Irrelevant.
It is god awful.
Never
it
play
is
it.
irrelevant.
Okay.
Because
now
they
I'm
I-
made
excited for number
combos
two.
by
I want to hear
accident.
number two.
Oh, number 2 is probably in your guys' list if you've ever played anything on the 3DS.
Oh.
It's Paper Mario Sticker Star.
I actually
Yes,
didn't play it, so
Wait, yo, no shit, really?
Yeah,
Yo, it is in my list.
I played it. I played it to the complete end. My brother 100% completed it, and we both
I didn't beat
agreed,
it.
yeah, this game sucks.
I didn't beat it. I got to the third world.
I got to the final boss, and then there was this whole puzzle thing of like using specific stickers in
no.
a specific circumstance, and it was
I don't
god
remember
awful.
anything from the game. I put it on my list and I'm like, how do I talk about this? I don't remember anything.
Oh, I remember a lot of things. It started the first thing. I don't know what to call it. It's just inanimate objects, using them as stickers and all the other stuff.
Well,
Hey,
I
did
guess
you know
that's
that?
fair.
Hey, did you know that if you actually mash the button while the things are doing their thing, it does more damage? Me neither. Nobody knew
I
it.
didn't know that.
Nobody
Wait,
knew
really?
it.
That's a thing?
Yes, that's a thing, and it's god
What?
awful.
That's fucking stupid.
It is incredibly stupid, and it is a terrible game
Oh
with
my
all
god.
codes. And it's not even Miyamoto, like it's not even 100% Miyamoto's fault. It was like the guy who
It's
was
not.
directing it who also needs to direct like Origami King or Color Splash, but those are actually kind of enjoyable.
Color Splash, not so much. Origami King, I actually thought was pretty good. I'm not
Color
gonna lie.
Splash, I actually kind of enjoyed what I played of it.
I didn't.
It wasn't mediocre, but it
It
wasn't
was
great.
better. It was better than Sticker
It
Star.
was better than
But
Sticker Star.
that's not setting the bar high. That's
No,
not
the
setting the
thing
bar high.
thing is, I set my bar to like ankle level, and it reached knee level. That's good enough.
Yeah, you know, but
It's
Origami King reached kind of like shoulder level for me. It was pretty good.
never played it.
I enjoyed it.
I have
You
it,
didn't
and I
play it?
bought it. I bought it for like $30, and I was eventually gonna play it, but I still haven't.
You should. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. It's very pretty.
And then, would you guys like to hear my number one?
Go
Go
for it.
for it.
It
Hey.
is a Nintendo game. It
All
was
right.
on the Wii U.
Star Fox Zero.
It stars Kirby.
Kirby. Wait.
Kirby and the
No.
Rainbow Curse.
Really?
Yes, I absolutely hated it. I don't know, something about the mechanics, something about the gameplay, something about trying to get 100% completion. It was
It's
just,
weird. I'll give you that.
I did not enjoy it. It wasn't enjoyable to me. The only time I actually enjoyed it was when someone was taking the reins and I was playing as like a Waddle Dee in the background. It was just like, hey, this is a mediocre platformer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, something about looking back into the past and at that time when I played it, I vehemently hated it. I tried to get by to like the fifth world or whatever. I just couldn't stop hating it. I tried. I really, really tried. I just couldn't.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's all I kind of have to say about it. It's a Kirby game where you draw the path. It's a sequel to the whatever drawing game on the DS.
Is it
And
the yarn one? No, that's not it.
no, it's not the Yarn one. It's Kirby and the whatever curse. Canvas
Kirby
curse.
and the Epic Yard. Oh, Kirby and Canvassers.
Ah,
Yeah.
you canvas curse.
Yeah. Because I never played that one, so I didn't have anything going on to it. Also, basically, if you want to play it, you have to keep your eye on the gamepad, which is only like 720p, when you have like a giant ass TV that can show the actual game. But you need to constantly be looking at the gamepad because, oh, you need to draw and use the gamepad stylus. And at that point, I think I was just tired of all the drawing and shit. There were better games to play
Fair
on the
enough.
Wii U.
Fair enough.
Like Wii Sports Resort.
Wii Sports Resort's a fucking banger.
Like I said,
Sure.
a better game on the Wii U.
No, it's on the Wii, you dumbass.
Yeah, I don't know what you were talking
There
about
was
that.
a Wii U. I thought Wii Sports
There's
Resort
no.
was on
The Wii U was the most useless console. 2015 is Nintendo's worst year for video games.
Wii U
God damn.
had Wii Sports Club where you needed to pay for each individual thing.
Blech!
Well, never mind
All
then.
right, James.
Never mind then.
James, what's your list? Let's hit your list,
Okay.
boy. See what your
Great.
controversial things is. See if you get me
So-
as pissed off as Joey did.
I think I only have like I don't even know if I have any contra. I have like maybe.
I have a couple.
But since I spoiled it earlier, Connect Star Wars is a game I played.
Wait, do you have any dishonorable mentions or just a top 10?
No, just my
All right, cool.
top 10.
Bottom 10.
Exactly.
Bottom 10.
Because like it for some of these again, it was just like somebody. I mean, I don't really have any dishonorable mentions I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe
You don't
some
have
games
to.
I
It's
got
fine.
stuck on, but nothing that's really worthy to even be like near these guys, I should say.
Yeah, even Street
So
Fighter
Connect-
5 and Overwatch had some fun because you can't really put
I
that.
had fun playing those games.
Yes.
These ones, I was just, I don't know. I felt dead inside sometimes playing these games. I should say
Yeah.
that's what I should say.
There's nothing worse than a game that's not necessarily bad, but it's just completely dull and boring.
Yes.
I wouldn't even say that. It just like destroyed my
You
hope.
can have fun.
I should
You
say
can
for a
have
lot.
fun with a bad game.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Like with
So
Sonic
like,
06.
there's-
next Star Wars, I really wanted to actually feel like I was using the Force for a game that actually
Yeah.
had like motion controls, and I got it, and none of it ran well because it actually had to connect for my
Why?
Xbox 360
Why?
because it came with it.
Oh,
I got
alright.
it was one of the
I mean, if you're
promotional
gonna
ones.
have it, might as well get it for free.
Again, I had Connect Adventure that it came with, and I actually liked it. I thought it was actually a decent game.
Well,
I was like,
that's
oh,
that's
Connect
good.
actually might be a good thing.
That's
Yeah,
a good game because it's built
it was
for
exactly
the Kinect.
built for it. But you think games that were built for it, like Connect Star Wars, would also be good, right? By
You
that
would
logic, yeah. No, stop
yeah.
thinking that way.
No.
None of this stuff actually read my hands. And I'll have you know, when I got to Connect, I was still a big person, so I really was like, I can literally see my hand being made out on the screen. How can you not read me doing the freaking hand wave
I'll
motion?
have you know, I
Or-
was still a big man. That's one of the funniest
Even at the
things
age of
you've ever said
14,
to
I
me.
was still a big man. I was still 5'11", and I was just like, how can
It's
you
one of the
not
funniest
see?
things I think you've ever said. I was still a
Right.
big man.
At the age of 14, yes, I was still a big man, worthy enough to be seen by the Connect. Like, I literally
Oh my
thought of just like,
God.
this is some dumb stuff right here. Why can't I use the Force on this giant rock coming at me? Fine, I'll use the lightsaber. Why isn't the lightsaber moving the right way? It really just made me just go like, well, hopes and
Well.
dreams crushed. Couldn't feel like a Jedi. 0 out of 10.
Oh no.
Now, the other game I kind of like mentioned a little bit, the game that I almost 100%ed, got a fair amount of achievements on, played a fair amount of time on, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. Now,
Mm.
a lot of the sorrow comes before because I was just like, oh, it has Tenkaichi in the name. It must be like the Dragon
Must
Ball
be
Z
good.
Budokai Tenkaichi games that I played. And as if you watched the previous video, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was my favorite game, and I was like, oh, finally a sequel? Oh, and you have your make your own character in this one. This must be a good game.
Oh no.
I had my hopes up. I was very, very excited for this game. I saved up for this game.
Oh no.
No, and it's a PS3 game. Oh.
I had
Oh,
it.
you
I had it on
poor
the Xbox
soul.
360. I had it on the PX. I had it on the Xbox 360. It. So
Don't
what it
cry.
turned out
It's
to be,
okay.
instead of the very immersive gameplay that makes you feel like you're a Dragon Ball Z character, you had rock paper scissors. Essentially, more of like a matching game. And if you won the matching game,
You had
you
rock,
won the
paper,
match.
scissors.
Basically. Also, charging basically did nothing but gave you defense. Ultimate moves did basically the special moves like the Kamehameha or even like the consecutive key blast you couldn't use until like way later in the match. You'd basically have to accumulate damage on the person or on yourself in order to use them. And dear
Right.
God, it just wasn't like interactive at all. Like combat was samey all the time, no matter who you were versus who you were, unless it was a boss battle. But I'll get to boss battles in a minute for this game. Combat was basically
I'll
the
get to
same,
you in a minute.
and if you wanted new moves, you had to grind very hard against very difficult opponents, aka enemies that had higher HP damage and apparently just better reading than you. They just read you easier than you did.
It probably had input reading or something.
Yes, sometimes I'm pretty sure they did. Now, of course, also I was like, okay, maybe I'll at least I can go like make my character and well, you can only do sand. Okay, fine. I'll make a sand. I was gonna basically do that anyway. I can at least go to like Super Saiyan 3 or 4 or something. Nope, only Super Saiyan 1 for your created character. Gee, thanks.
Gee, thanks. I
And
never
so
played Ultimate Tenkaichi, so I'm glad to know it sucked and I didn't waste my money.
now, there's also the boss battles for this. The boss battles in the story mode and also like playing through like the story of Dragon Ball. They're just quick time event simulators, basically. It's just quick time events. It's only quick time events, really. It, it's the reason why I'm not afraid of quick time events anymore, because that game traumatized me more than any other one in terms of quick time events.
Hmm.
And I kept on
I
thinking the
hate quick
game would
time events.
eventually get better, and I was wrong.
I don't understand why companies still make quick time events because nobody likes them.
No, it's not that in like limited amounts, it's fine. But when I have to do a quick time event per battle, like 9 times to get through the battle, it not work. It ain't worth it. Like Naruto Storm
No, King.
does it in a fair amount that it's actually good.
No,
Like Yakuza does it in
disagree.
a fair amount where it's only good, only in very small amounts.
I hated Naruto's quick time events. I played all 4 of those games and I love
They
them
give you
all.
a fair. I'm saying they give you like a fair amount of time for them too. For Ultimate
Okay,
Tenkaichi,
yeah,
0 time,
that's fair.
and it's mandatory for Ultimate Tenkaichi. For Naruto, it wasn't mandatory. That was just for like to
Also
get
true.
your special thing at the end, basically. Yeah.
That's true. That's
Okay,
fair.
I'm done with Ultimate Tenkaichi. Like basically, also just making quick time events mandatory sucked. It sucked. No other game does
Sounds
that.
like it.
Yeah. Now on to a different game that causes frustration. I played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, the OG one.
For the NES?
Yes, the one that has a song by Dorkly.
I love it.
Yes, yes. You know, the one where you have to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one at a time, and clearly two are better than the other two. There's a clear hierarchy because one has a very long weapon,
Yep.
and dear God, that can help you cheese bosses.
Yep.
I played through the game and like I forget how I even got access to it, but I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. I even got into the turtle tank, mostly because I like cheesed everything out with Donatello because I didn't have to touch anything. Uh, I got into the turtle
Yeah.
tank and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. I feel unstoppable. And you know what's right after the turtle tank? The
Water
dam.
level?
The
Oh.
dam. The dam. The worst level in the game, where I could get past it ever. Time limit, water level, very tight motions that have to be made throughout the entire thing.
Yes.
Dear God, I did not like that. But let's move on. We have another Star Wars game, Star Wars Battlefront 2, launch
Oof.
version.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd say I even played Star Wars Battlefront 2,
I've seen people
the
play it, and
launch and the
I've seen the controversy. The only fun that I could find out of it was a Russian Badger video where they were just killing people with like the jar full of bees.
the thing is, it's just fun, like after all the bad stuff, but it's still like a dead game at that point now.
Yeah.
And also, it has the thing of like people can just get a lot more momentum over you,
Excuse me. Sorry.
and then just hold on to the best playable characters in the game
And
and not give
also
them up.
money.
Yes, the big
Money, you see.
boxes at the very beginning kind of, you know,
Pay to win.
left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. It also like hurt for me because I actually wanted to play the game because I was like, oh man, I actually like playing as the freaking clones slash stormtroopers every now and then. To like, they're some of the most interesting characters some of the time, and you just wanted to play them. So we'll move on from that. I feel like everyone knows about Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
To another game I had high hopes for that made me
Donkey Kong
realize,
Country. No, just kidding.
uh, Call of Duty Ghosts.
Oh god, I had that
Call of
game for
Duty
the
You know
Wii
what's
U.
the
sucks.
special thing about Call of Duty Ghosts? It came right after Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Oh, I remember that.
I
Call of
played
Duty
Black Ops
sucks.
1 and Black Ops 2. And those were the two Call of Duty games I basically played at all. And I was like, oh man, Call of Duty games might actually be good. And then
No.
Ghosts came out.
You
No.
thought.
Because Black Ops
And
1
then I
and 2 had like
realized
it was so much fun,
those
Black
were
Ops 1 and
literally
2.
peak. I literally joined Call of Duty. I joined the Call of Duty community at peak of Call of Duty.
And it only went
And
down from
then
there.
Ghosts was like just a 8 minute like just cliff fall after that. After those two tycoons of games.
Everything went downhill after Black Ops 2.
It wasn't even downhill. It's too steep to call it downhill, Mike. It was a literal pitfall. It
No,
was
It's
just
a skyrocket.
It was like a 15-mile like stair. Just a single stair. It's basically a plateau.
the story was not the best. The multiplayer was crap.
Awful.
Dear God, the guns and balancing was just shit. And their version of zombies was nowhere near that of Black
You
Ops
sound
1
like
and
you're
2.
about to cry, dude.
Because I did as a kid. It sucked.
It was that
I
bad.
went immediately back to Black Ops. I played Ghost and I tried it, and I went over to all my friends. We agreed to go back to Black Ops 2, right? And everyone agreed. Everyone agreed to go
I agree
back
too,
to
but
Black Ops 2.
it was the way you were saying it there. I was like, Jesus, dude, it's okay.
Listen, again, my dreams were crushed. I really just thought it was gonna be. I just thought that Call of Duty games were all good, and I was crushed.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I
For
was
me,
wrong.
for me playing
I
that
was
game,
spoiled.
playing that game, it was just uh it was really just, oh hey, it's another Call of Duty game for the Wii U. Shouldn't get my hopes up. Black Ops 2 was kind of playable, but it was still kind of fun. Let's see Ghosts.
Sorta.
Yeah, it's boring. I'll switch to something else.
Seriously.
It was really
Two
bad.
God tier games and then that shit pile.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
dejected. Now, to another game. Your Honor, League of Legends.
That game fucking sucks. I hate League.
I
League makes me so mad. Like, I used to have a solid group of friends that would only play League, and I really tried to get into it, and they got mad at me because I kept making fun of how much I hated the game and how bad the game like treated people, and it's just like the community sucks. And they were getting mad at me, and I'm like, "You're proving my point."
Yeah.
Mike, I thought this was Mike. I thought this was
Oh,
Mike. I'm kidding. I'm
sorry.
kidding. No, keep going. Keep going. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I had the same
Keep going,
thing
please.
of like where I was like, man, I need to know a lot about this game before I even play this game. I need,
It
Yeah.
I need to
sucks.
start out godlike, or I just am, or I get called out and people want to ban me from the game, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, the first
sucks.
50
What the
hours
fuck?
are practicing against bots or looking up videos about how to play.
And I was not willing to do
Like,
that.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
I was not willing to do that because that was basically around the same time I discovered Overwatch too.
Yeah.
It was my freshman year
God,
in
I just want
college,
to
and I
play the
was like,
game.
And at least
I was
Overwatch
like,
was closer to TF2 than League
Overwatch
is.
was
Like, leave me
closer to
alone.
getting
I just want to
actual
play.
improvement at that time. Basically, just starting out that time that I started playing League, and I was just like, well, this just looks like a funner game. I'm sorry, this
Yeah.
game isn't toxic yet. See,
It's really
Yeah,
bad when you
exactly.
say that Overwatch is a better game than League. It still is, though.
it still is. At that time, it was League. Overwatch was leagues
leagues
above
better.
League of yeah, over League of Legends because it was just starting out and it was getting updates constantly and people actually enjoyed it and it was like an accepting community. Man, the good old uh maybe I should have Overwatch as dishonorable mention. Anyway, my next game, War Thunder.
That is fair.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
put a fair
that's
amount of
a
time into
shitty
it and I
game.
just yeah, yeah. I like the aesthetic of it. I like that like it was realistic in its kind of way, but also, yeah, no. Yeah,
Wait, what
just
number are you on again?
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You didn't
6.
number
This
them,
will be
so it's
my
kind of
seventh.
hard to tell.
This one's my seventh one, I should say.
Seventh one that he's
That I've
listed,
said.
not number
They're
7.
not
So
listed.
you're on 3. So
No,
you got 3 left.
after this one, yes.
Yes. Okay.
War Thunder. Not my. Yeah, just didn't have fun playing it really after a bit. Wanted to get into it. Thought it was cool, and then like after just going for a bit, I'm just like, yeah, there's a clear meta here that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, I remember like you wanted to play it with me and I wanted to play it with you. I played it for like an hour and a half, and it was just like, no, this is not my type of game.
Fair enough.
So
Well,
I understand where you're coming at with that.
yeah. My, I guess, third to last game, Clash of Clans. Pay to win.
Yeah,
Just pay to win.
Yeah.
doesn't help that it's a mobile only game.
It's a mobile only game. It pay to win. I didn't enjoy that, especially since I didn't want to put money into games that I was playing for a fair amount of time. If it was start off free, just didn't like it. So
Who does?
yeah. So I think that one was self-explanatory.
Yeah, completely.
Okay, let's move on to my penultimate worst game, I should say. Not really my penultimate worst game, but penultimate, and you know what I'm talking about.
The last one that you're going to talk
Pokemon
about.
Go. Pokemon Go.
Really?
Mostly
I
because
see
of the
why.
area
I mean,
I was in.
I see
it
Mostly
why you
sucks.
say
because
that.
Really?
I couldn't really like when it came out. I couldn't really expect the game just because of the area I was in. The nearest
Huh.
Pokestop to my house was a 3-mile walk, and none of the Pokemon were varied. I think I had Pidgeys, Caterpies, and like Diglets, and that was it. I could not really get any variety at all. I'm pretty sure it's a lot better now, but when like I tried to play it and like walk with the Pokemon and try and get diverse Pokemon, I just wasn't able to
Hmm.
because it
I
just
mean, I
basically
never
just
played it.
sat on my area.
I always thought it was a cheap cash grab.
I mean, the thing is, like, it was actually like fun to like go out and actually catch the Pokemon would, like you would actually in the game, but you're the one moving and going to grab them. But there was literally, basically, my entire city was just one route per se,
Hmm.
and we only had 3 Pokemon to pick from. I wouldn't even say that really. I would
Huh.
say The
Yeah, that
area I
sounds
had
like
access
an
to was
awful
only one route.
experience.
Yeah. Yes. I only had access to one route, basically, I should say. And like refreshing to get Pokeballs again, I would have to hit a Pokestop, which would mean a 3-mile walk to get it. It's better now, I'm pretty sure, but it just was a bad experience, and I was let down.
Excuse me, sorry.
Tried it back when I got into college, and it just wasn't for me. Where there was
That
a lot
sounds.
more
I mean, that's
Pokestops.
totally fair. I think the game. I mean, I didn't like it just because I thought it was weird, and I didn't like. First off, I didn't like that people were driving and playing it and getting like injured by playing it. Like I thought it was just weird.
Or going into weird
I thought the
places, getting robbed.
yeah, I thought the concept was cool, but then isn't there money involved?
I mean, if you want to do that, yeah, if you want to put money in,
Yeah,
from what I
like you can
remember.
pay to win.
In a way, yeah.
I mean, more of just
Or
to
pay to get stuff.
get more Pokeballs, I think. I don't think it helped you
Mm,
level your Pokemon, from what I remember. If you wanted to win
fair enough.
something, you just had to level up your Pokemon.
I think I hate Pokemon Go. I hate a lot of what it did. I hate that. Like I hate how that became the media sensation for Pokemon.
To be
I
fair,
hate that it was
I'd surround it
everywhere.
more around people than anything. I'd say it would be more people that played the game than the game itself.
Yeah,
Because
that.
you hate
Yeah,
what the game did to people.
yeah, yeah. I guess that's fair.
Like how people waited at Pokestops to rob people.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that
like,
the stuff
like
people
why?
did with Pokemon Go was not the best.
It was not. It was not Nintendo friendly.
Now, speaking of not Nintendo friendly, my last game that I played, that I'm not sure even if you guys will count, the Pokemon PETA games.
The
Hey,
what? What
the
is this?
PETA games that the Pokemon games that PETA made.
I played the
Wait,
one where it's not
wait.
the Pokemon game, it's the Mario Tanuki one, and honestly, I
Smart.
kind of find them funny.
Actually, they're kind of
Wait,
funny, but also
PETA, like
it's
the
just
animal rights
Yes.
place,
yes.
made a
They
Pokemon
made
game.
they made two actually. Pokemon Black and Blue and Pokemon Red, White and Blue. Yes, you can probably guess the implications of those. You can look them up, and I'm pretty sure you can play them in your browser.
I remember playing Mario Kills Tanuki and Super Tofu Boy.
Like it is kind of funny, but also then I think about the people that I know are serious that are behind them. And I'm just like, wow, I don't like these games.
It's a cartoon. What are you fucking doing, PETA?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I want to play those.
Go play them. I mostly just I hate the games for what they stand for, I should say.
Yeah. Oh no, totally, dude. That's fucking funny.
Pokemon Black and Blue. By the way, Mike, Pokemon Black and Blue is the first one, and Pokemon Red, White, and Blue is the sequel one. Just wanted to let you know.
I'm crying.
At the end of the first Black and White one, they literally capture Ash and like, how do you like it?
Dude, I'd fucking love to be in a Pokeball. Are you nuts? It's like a mini world.
It's like an actual vacation home for a lot of them.
It's so cool. Oh my god. I'm crying.
Like there's Pikachu with like a ripped ear and a freaking dog collar on, and like a chain on. It's really. I think I showed Mike a really funny thing today that he should probably look into eventually.
Oh
Basically, I
god.
hate PETA games for what they stand for. considering who and what PETA is and what they do.
I can't breathe.
I'm glad it tickled your
Don't
funny
get me
bone.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm all in favor of ending slaughterhouses and supporting animal rights. I totally believe in that. Go for it, Peter. Do it. But it's fucking Nintendo. They're like the goody goodies of everything. They don't do anything risque or raunchy unless it's Bayonetta. But it's raunchy for the sake of being raunchy. And they didn't even initially make that game. Oh my god, that's fucking brilliant. uh, Tell me there's like a bit about eating Pokemon.
Yes, of course there is.
Oh, yes.
It is
Oh, I
worse.
need this
It
in
is the
my
worst thing ever in the best possible way.
I'm looking it up now. I need this in
There's
my life.
Pikachu with a I support Team Plasma sign. Is it Pokemon Black and Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Pokemon Black and
there's
Blue, gotta free them all. Ash is like a fucking looks like a slave owner.
indeed.
Dude, Oshawott skinned alive.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I mean, they also have a
Oh.
Cooking Mama game. I think they had two actually. There's a vegan Cooking Mama, and then there's one that's like she actually is killing pets and gets arrested at the end of it.
Yep.
Pokemon Red, White, and Blue. What is this one? Oh, dude, that looks so fucking good. That looks so fucking funny.
Oh yeah, versus McDonald. I think this one is is this one the first one? No, it isn't. Oh yeah, you had to free Grimace from McDonald's. This one's
Fucking Grimace.
yeah from McDonald's.
I love
Got
Grimace.
free a milk
He's
tank.
fucking great. Grimace gave me nightmares when I was a kid. Oh my god. Dude, that's the best thing I've ever seen. New podcast host laughs at animal rights.
That's fine.
Oh my god.
You get a good feature.
Oh, dude, I haven't laughed that hard in so fucking long. It's something so ridiculous about PETA kicking. Like, why? Oh man. Oh, have you played them?
I played both. I played both
Oh
when
my
they came out.
god.
I don't know if they're like saved anywhere else because the original areas are like they're Flash, I believe. They might have been Flash. I mean, you
Ugh.
also have like Super Tofu Boy as well.
I would.
Was that Super Meat Boy?
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
Super
While you guys
Tofu.
were talking about PETA, I was actually playing it in the background. It's like so bad, it's funny and hilarious, and I love it.
I need to watch. You need to stream that game so I can watch.
No, I'm recording the
Oh
podcast. I don't think my computer can.
Can't
no, I
really-
meant afterwards, or maybe like another day. But fuck. All right, is it my turn?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh fuck, you guys ain't ready. All right. Oh god, I need to like catch my breath. All right. So I have a good few honorable mentions. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 5. I have 7 dishonorable mentions. I'm not going to talk much about them because they're pretty self-explanatory, except for a couple. All right, excuse me. All right, let's fucking go. So here we go. My dishonorable mentions. First, Metroid Other M. Initially, this wasn't on my list, but then I realized I can do what I want, and I put it on there while Joey was talking. Because like Metroid Other M isn't a bad game. The gameplay is actually pretty good. It's not bad. I hated the story. I hate the baby. I hate,
The baby.
I hate what they did with Samus. I just don't like it. I mean, if you've played the game, you understand. Next is, oh wait, I should preface this list. I'm a big Sonic fan, really big Sonic fan. I love Sonic. If we did a top 10 favorite games from like childhood, like 10 years old and younger, Sonic would probably be most of the list for me. Like Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog. Like I love these games. Sonic Rider Zero Gravity. I love Sonic so much. But on the other hand of that, loving Sonic, I hate when Sonic games suck because they suck so bad.
Sonic games do suck when they suck. I'm not gonna lie.
Like they suck. So 1/4 of this list is Sonic games.
Oh god.
I have 16 games that I'm going to tell you about, and a fourth of them are Sonic games. So, next honorable mention is Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric. Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric, I did have some fun with it because of how broken it was. But it also got to the point where I was like, am I really enjoying this, or is it just out of spite that I'm enjoying this because I spent fucking $60 on this game, or $50 on this game? Yeah, it was a fucking AAA game. I spent $50 on this game. I'm gonna keep saying it. And yeah, it's probably the worst game in Sonic. Maybe Sonic 06 is worse, but I had a lot more fun with Sonic 06. Although I also had a lot more angry with Sonic 06. But Sonic Boom gets away a little more because it's a side adventure. It's like a spinoff. So I'm a little more okay with it sucking. But God, that game was hyped up so well, and they didn't even send out review copies. Like that's how you know it was going to be shitty. It was not good, and Knuckles was broken, and they really treated Knuckles horribly. Like they made him an absolute buffoon, and I'm like, no, that's not my boy Nux. That's not him. You're wrong. You're lying to me.
Yeah, they tend to do that, and I do
And
like
it was just fucking atrocious. I mean, it was embarrassing, really. I mean, the levels would just break and wouldn't load, and then if you broke the game to try to progress the game, it broke it even further. And then you would just win, and then you wouldn't know. I beat the game in like 2 hours, and I didn't know what was happening. Anyway, up next is a game that probably needs a little more explanation. Contra Force. Anybody here ever played Contra?
I've played the classic one. Of course, you have to use the Konami
Yeah,
code because otherwise
yeah,
the
they're pretty
live
good.
system.
They're hard as shit, but that's what they're supposed to be. They're pretty fun though. They're like Ninja Gaiden. Like they're really hard, but they're fun. You know.
Yeah.
Contra Force sucks balls. Um, Contra Force is what people were really excited for a Contra game because they don't happen a lot anymore. And when Contra Force was announced, it looked like a game that was made. It's all right with Contra just slapped on the front to sell it, and it was not a Contra game. It just wasn't. What was this shit? This was wrong. Konami, go fuck yourself. But for many other reasons as well. Up next, we have my least favorite JRPG ever made. Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithfulness. I'm not going to explain it because it would take too long, and it's a dishonorable mention. I love Star Ocean. Star Ocean First Departure R on the Switch was really good. But for our audience, they probably wouldn't understand a lot of my gripes with Sonic Star Ocean anyway. But let's just say it was very lazy, very cheesy, and very unsatisfying in a franchise that was already needing to be brought back and like revived, and this game just kind of killed it. Next we have Paper Mario Sticker Star.
Wow.
What Joey said. We don't need to. We have the exact same gripes, it seems. So I'm not going to repeat it.
Well, no, we don't have the exact same ones because you can't seem to remember it.
I don't remember much of this game. That is fair. I remember not beating it. I remember getting mad after the first world, and throwing my DS across the room. And that was about it. That's really all I remember.
That's fair. The game is really bad.
Up next is my least favorite horror game. I spent money on this game. It was like $5, something like that, on Switch. It's called Agony. And it looked cool in the trailers. It looked pretty neat. I love horror games. I played the game, literally unplayable. Like, not a joke. I couldn't figure out how to move the controls. It was not a functioning game. It was the first time I ever felt jebaited with the price, like with an actual game. Like I felt cheated. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Like a lot of the other games on this list, I bought after knowing they were probably not good, but I still wanted to play them for myself. This game I bought thinking that it was probably going to be pretty good, and I didn't even get past the first. I think it's like a few hour game. I didn't get past the first 20 minutes of it. I physically couldn't. My last dishonorable mention. Who here likes Bomberman? I think Bomberman's cool.
I think I know exactly which Bomberman you're going to talk
Are
about.
you going to talk about Bomberman Zero?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking about the other one.
No, Bomberman R is great compared to this one.
Bomberman R is not that bad compared to this.
I like the characterization and the cuteness of it.
Yeah, Super
story for that.
Bomberman R is even. I would even say Super Bomberman R is actually really good.
Yeah.
And I love Bomberman 1 and 2. They're really good. I think they're really simplistic. Nothing crazy, but they're fun. That's all it really needs to be. Bomberman R makes me think of the military got involved with Bomberman's tax evasion, and they had to make him fight for them
Zero, you
to
mean?
get away with it.
Bomberman Zero.
Bomberman Zero. Bomberman Act Zero is what the actual name is.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
I shut this game out from my memory. I didn't even remember what the hell you were talking about. Now I
This
remember.
game blows. This game
Pretty
sucks.
Bomberman. Actually,
They revived Bomberman. They revived Bomberman just to kill him.
Yep.
Like this game is better off forgotten. Let's put it that way. Oh my god. This game went through development hell. This game went through so much hell. This game was not a game. This wasn't a game. No, this was bad. This was bad, and this was not fun. I hated it. I hated what it stood for. It treated us Western, quote unquote, Western video game lovers like shit. The reason this game was made dark was because Western video gamers love dark and gritty. They love their Call of Duty shootamans and all their stupid shit. We gotta make Bomberman like that. No, you don't. We're actually kind of cultured.
For the Bomberman, not Bomberman.
We want Bomberman. We wanted Bomberman, not Bomber Military.
Exactly.
Anyway, all right. On to my top 10. So, bottom 10. So, first off, everybody knows Bubsy. Bubsy sucks. Bubsy 1, Bubsy 2, Bubsy 3D. They're not good games. But we all knew that. We've all known that. Everybody's known that. Even the people who made Bubsy know that. So why the fuck did they make another one 20 years later? Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back. I bought this game on Switch for like $20. The game takes about an hour to beat. It's got one world. Nothing inherently bad about it. It's just not fun. It's boring. The level is bland. Remember what I said earlier? There's nothing worse than a game that's not necessarily bad, but it's just dull and boring. That's Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back. It's super safe. It's super unimportant, uninteresting. Nothing happens. Bubsy does quip a lot, though, which is still annoying. Trust me. And the games, it just sucks. Like, it's just not fun. There's no content in this game that makes you enjoy it. that makes you say, man, I'm really glad I put $20 down for this game when I could have gotten a full tank of gas. Like, why? Why would you make a game? Why would you revive a game that nobody likes just to make it even worse, arguably? Because there's nothing in it. There's nothing there. There's nothing to substantiate making this game. It's boring. It's like if Super Mario 64 was just the Dire Docks world, and that was it. Like, it's just boring, slow, sluggish, and everything you don't like about that game. Mario 64 is a great game, but nobody likes Dire Docks, or at least I don't. I think it's really horribly controlled. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So, yeah, Bubsy the Woolly Strike Back. Not good. Wait, am I still being heard? Hello?
Yeah, you're still being heard.
You're still being heard.
Oh, okay.
I
I was like,
just didn't have
real
anything to add.
Yeah, I never
okay.
played Bubsy 3D.
It's not Bubsy 3D, it's the Woolly Strike Back.
Ah, I was thinking about Bubsy 3D when you were saying that. I don't know why.
Bubsy 3D is a terrible game, but that was from, I don't know, the 90s. They remade a Bubsy game. They made another Bubsy game, Bubsy the
Yeah,
Woolly Strike Back,
I
and
remember
like
that.
for the PS4. And I'm like, why? Why? All right, on to number 9. The next Sonic game that I'm going to talk about. The first one in the actual top 10. Sonic 06. Boy, this game's awful. So fun fact, the three of us actually, back when we were all in college together, played this game and beat it. And I will say I had some fun with it when we were all playing together. But when I was playing by myself, I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to like tear my hair out. And I got the good games. I got the good part. I got Shadow. Like, and it was just not responsive. It was not fun. The levels were weird and wonky and glitchy. It was agonizing and like stressful because I was like, oh, I don't want to let my friends down because we're all trying to beat this game. So I was like really forcing myself to beat this game. And it was not fun. It was just boring. Not boring. It was really hectic. I'll give it that. It wasn't boring. But like the controls were weird. It didn't function very well. And I mean, and like I said, I got the quote unquote good one. These two got the horrible one. Joey got silver and James got Sonic. Like they got the ones that they should be complaining about.
So we took the hit for you. We took the
And
hit
I got
for you.
Shadow, and I still hated it. I mean, I get it. I get what they were going for, a new Sonic Adventure style game, but you just went for too much. I think Sonic shines the best when humans aren't involved. So I think Sonic Colors is one of the best Sonic games. You know, without a doubt, Sonic Generations as well. You know, I just think Sonic does best universally. Like I love Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure, and I know those have humans, but I think universally Sonic does the best when there's no humans except maybe Eggman involved, which we don't even know if Eggman's really a human. So, you know, I don't know. I hated it. I really hated it. I still hate it, but at least I could have some fun with it, which is why it's not super high on this list. Up next, we have DMC Devil May Cry.
Ah. The remake?
DMC Devil May Cry is Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry. First off, that title's stupid because DMC means Devil May Cry. So it's literally called Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry.
Yo, hold on. Let me just get some change from the ATM machine.
Yeah. This game starts off really weird, first off. He's just naked. Like, he's just straight up naked. And I don't understand why Dante's naked. First off, why is he... He changed his hair color. I really needed another black-haired anime protagonist. Thanks.
To be fair, I think they did make it an alternate world of it.
No, they did. They retconned it. It's not canon anymore, so that's good. But like you made this kind of quote unquote reboot just to go back to make Devil May Cry 5, which is lauded as one of the best games in the series. Like it's a great game. Devil May Cry 5 is amazing. I love it. But like, why would you make this game if Devil May Cry 4 didn't do too bad? At least I don't quite remember. I haven't played DMC 4. I've only played DMC, Devil May Cry 1, and Devil May Cry 3. And I've watched people play Devil May Cry 5. My favorite's 3, of course. But yeah, DMC is just it's weird. It's cheesy. I hate Virgil. And I like Virgil. Like I love Virgil as a character. And I hate him now. Like I hate him in this game. He's just not interesting. You'll notice a good trend with my list is games that just aren't interesting, games that are boring, games that have nothing to show. They're just like, or they're just downright bad. Like, but a game, I think there's nothing worse than a game that's boring. Because at least in bad games, a lot of bad games, you can have a lot of fun with just laughing at them. But like a boring game, there's nothing you can do. It's just boring. And Devil May Cry should never be boring. Am I correct?
I would agree. Game
Right.
in itself shouldn't be boring.
Oh yeah, but like Devil May Cry is like a hack and slash. How do you make a boring hack and slash? Like, I don't know. I hate it. All right.
You make it so the main character gets a white wig on their head and then takes it off. It's like not in a million years.
Not in a million years, except all the last 20 years.
Yes, and the fact that there was a DLC to put the wig back on, to have him with white hair.
Yeah, exactly. Like they knew what they were doing. I hate it.
Back on, damn you.
Put it back on. All right, now for the next 7 games are games that are really close to my heart for how much I hate them. So I'm gonna have to start pacing, like standing around and walking. So I'm gonna start getting mad. All right. So the year's 2015. All right. I think I said it earlier. Worst year for Nintendo. Worst year for a lot of games. Bad game. Not a good fun year. Wii U was out. Never a fun time. Joey, what's one of our favorite franchises that doesn't get enough attention? Oh, Star Fox, you say, correct? Yes, Star Fox. Star Fox.
I know exactly which game you're going to talk
Zelda.
about.
Star Fox. We love Star Fox, right, Joey? It's a great franchise with some pretty damn good games. One which is considered one of the best games of all time, at least one of the best
Star
Nintendo
Fox
games of all time.
Adventure.
Yeah, Star Fox Adventures doesn't hold a fucking candle to this game.
That is true.
So, 2015, we get a nice demo showcase from our boy, Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto, showing a new Star Fox game in development. Oh, Star Fox Zero. Looks really good. It looks really primitive, but it's the first showcase. It's the first demo. It's supposed to look primitive. The game comes out, and what do you know? It's just Star Fox 64. Which, let me say, we've gotten Star Fox 64, I believe, 4 times now. Because I guess it's the hardest thing in the world to make a game about space animals that fly in planes.
Listen, they had
How
to
is
go
that
for
so
it
hard?
for the 4th time. They had to go for it for the 4th time, obviously.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Now, all right, I gotta rein it in. Star Fox Zero is not a bad game. The game is just Star Fox 64, which is phenomenal, and Star Fox Zero looks really good graphically, and that's where it stops. It doesn't help that like the last game in the series was Star Fox 64 3D in 2011, and this game came out in early 2016, but it was announced in 2015. So, but like the game Like, we had been starved for Star Fox content for about a decade. The last real game was Star Fox Command in 2006. So they had 10 years, and they did Star Fox 64 twice. I mean, are you kidding me? Star Fox 64's controls are really what kill it. The motion controls, the control switching between the Wii U gamepad and looking at the game screen, either way, you're never going to be able to know what you're shooting at. You're always going to be either focusing on the TV, in which case your shots are going to be, I think it's less accurate, and not like you're not going to be able to know exactly where you're shooting. Or you can look at the gamepad and you'll be very more precise shooting, but you're always going to be getting hit by things because you
And
can't
then
see the full screen.
and then sometimes the TV, it'll just bring the camera to the worst possible
Yes.
angle.
Oh my god, the camera! This game makes me so angry because I'm a Star Fox fan, and I wanted it to be so good. I would think this is the reason why I have a Wii U. Finally, Star Fox. No! Like, it's not good. This game is the reason why there's no more Star Fox games. I believe, anyway. I think Star Fox would do great on Switch. And it's one of the only games on the N64 Online expansion pass that's actually good. Like, Nintendo. What were you? I understand what you were thinking. The concept is really cool to be able to fly like you're actually in the plane. But the execution is just piss poor. Like, how do you make a Star Fox game bad? And they've done it repeatedly. It's a game
talent,
about
clearly.
Yeah, exactly. It's a game about fucking space animals flying around killing monkeys
And
and
wolves.
jets and wolves and chameleons. And there's an angry pig. How do you make an angry pig bad? Like, the game's just. How is there only 2 good Star Fox games? Debatably 3. How? How? And how are 2 of them the first 2 games from over 20 years ago? It doesn't make any sense. Is this rage justified or am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, it's justified. I just didn't have
Alright,
him in my
good.
bottom 10 because it was just boring in such a boring way.
Yeah, that's another thing. We've had Star Fox 64. This was the 3rd time we've had it. And it's just boring. That's like, I want to cry. Like, it's just boring.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta move on.
Yeah, that's enough
I gotta
Star
move
Fox
on.
Zero.
I gotta move on. I gotta breathe. All right. Nobody's home, by the way, so I'm glad I can just be loud.
See,
All right. Up next, we have a game that's not boring. I mean, it's boring, but it's bad. It's just dog shit. And you all know Zelda CDI is number 6. But specifically, it's the Zelda Adventure one. So it's not Wand of Gamelon or Link's Faces of Evil. It's the one that looks like somebody threw up on a screen and had voice acting from all around the computer office. Like, it's just bad. If you've ever heard of Zelda CDI, I'm not going to explain this one much. It took my favorite, most beloved franchise and made it a joke, like an actual joke. And yeah, I've played it. I own a CDI. Owned, not anymore. Got rid of it because I saw no purpose in it. I got like $300 for it, so it was pretty cool. And I played Wanda Gamelon. Had fun with it actually because I know it's bad, and I played it like it was a rage game, and I was able to have fun with it. Zelda's Adventure, yeah, you can play it like a rage game, but you still can't have fun with it because there's nothing there. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Everybody knows Zelda CDI. So
It's just bad.
yeah, just bad. But I think Zelda's Adventure is easily the worst one. I'll do a plug in here. If you really want to know what it is and like why it's so bad, the Game Grumps made a series about it. So even they didn't beat it, and they're known for beating bad games. So yeah, it's just not. It's just garbage. It's just trash, and I'm so glad none of them are canon, and none of them have anything to do with Nintendo. I'm really happy. But yeah, moving on. I love fighting games. I think we all like fighting games here. I love Street Fighter 2. I like Street Fighter 5. I'm not very good at them. I'm pretty good at Smash Ultimate, and I'm all right at Smash 4. And I like all the Smash games. I'm pretty good at Rivals of Aether. I'm all right at Brawlhalla. Um, I was really good at Marvel vs. Capcom 3. My team was Phoenix Wright, Beautiful Joe, and Amaterasu from Okami. And yeah, Street Fighter is pretty cool. I never liked Mortal Kombat. So up here now on number 5 is my least favorite fighting game, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I believe it's the sequel
Wow.
to Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. I
Why
do
is this
really
game
call it
my
the same game.
why is this considered my 5th least favorite and my least favorite fighting game? Well, if you were paying attention to what I just said, my mains in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 were Phoenix Wright, Beautiful Joe, and Amaterasu. Guess what 3 characters got cut from the roster at NBC Infinite?
That's
Phoenix
well,
Wright, Amaterasu, and Beautiful Joe. Enough said.
yes.
The game I've heard is pretty good. I've heard it's fine. I've played it a little bit. I play Virgil, Hulk, and Iron Man.
They cut out a lot of people in Infinite. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like why? It's called Infinite.
Well, X-Men for a reason because they don't own X. They didn't own X.
Yeah, I get that, but like
But
that's
those
like
ones, I don't know why. I don't know why they cut those ones
that's like
exactly.
that's like if they said that's like if they announced Smash Ultimate and said everyone is here and put 8 characters in the roster. Like no, everyone is here. Ha! Psych. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is the most limited game in terms of a roster. And I mean that wholeheartedly, scathingly at the name itself being infinite. It's not infinite. It's limited. It's bare bones. It's not good. No. Bad. Sit down. Go back in the corner. Um, that's pretty much it. The reason I hate it again is because it cut all my favorite characters out of the game. And I wasn't very happy. Um, I heard the game's okay. I've heard the fighting's all right. I haven't played too much of it. Um, I played enough to know that I don't like it anymore without my characters. So, um, yeah. Now we move into my bottom 4. With the third Sonic game, we have Sonic and the Secret Rings. Now, I actually am guilty of enjoying the Sonic and the Black Knight, which is the other side of the storybook saga or chronicles, which is Black Knight and Secret Rings. I actually didn't mind Black Knight. I thought, and that might just be because I was a kid and I was very easy to appease and I liked Sonic. Um, but no, I when I played Sonic and the Secret Rings, I couldn't. I hated the controls. First off, the motion controls were god awful. Um, I hated the level design. I hated how stiff everything felt. I hated how when you just tried to turn, it just didn't work. Sometimes, like you just couldn't move. It was just weird. And also, the story was really dumb. Arabian Nights is a very good story, but the actual story of Sonic and the Secret Rings does not follow Arabian Nights at all. It's really just trash. Um, and it just comes down to controls. The controls were just awful. Moving around felt like a chore, and that's never fun. Um, have either of you played Secret Rings?
I did. I
You
personally
did?
just prefer Black Knight over it.
Yeah, I do too. Did
And
you enjoy Secret Rings?
not for the play. The story was all right.
Yeah, the gameplay was sure.
It really was just eh.
Yeah, boring. Nothing. Again, the worst thing in a game is for it to just not be memorable, be boring, and just, you know, not good. Um, all right. Now, the reason I kind of blew through a bit of my list to go a little fast, because these last three games I'm going to be talking about for probably half an hour. I'm not sorry, because I'm angry. So, up third. Now, remember earlier I said two of the games on my list I actually bought just so that I could put them on my list because we had the one rule of like you had to play them. Yeah, number 3 and number 2 are those two games. Now,
Oh,
um, so I have research, like I have notes because I don't want to get too far off. All right, dab my brow.
well.
The
Be
year
careful.
is 2007. Okay,
Oh, no.
everybody go back to a better time.
Setting a scene.
2007. Metroid is at the height of its new trilogy, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption just comes out, and it's really good. I really enjoy it. I played the shit out of the trilogy of Metroid Prime. Joey, do you agree? Good trilogy? Pretty good?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good trilogy. Everybody likes it. My favorite, personally, is Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Uh, Corruption's really good. I love the characters, the fight scenes, how emotional some of them get. Um, yeah. 3 years pass. We get a re-release of the Prime trilogy on the Wii, which is cool. And then Metroid Other M comes. Doesn't do very well. Not terrible. Could have been worse. Story wasn't great. 6 years go by without a Metroid game. 6. And now it's 2016. So, let me recap. In the last 9 years, we've gotten a re-release of the Prime trilogy, so not a new game. And Metroid Other M, not a good game. I believe it's E3 comes out. When was the release of this game? When was it like announced? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I think it was at a Direct or an E3 or something like that. We get the announcement for a new Metroid Prime game. Looks cool. They got Metroid Prime and they call it Federation Force. Joey, you know where I'm going with this?
I know exactly where you're going with this.
So we get Metroid Prime Federation Force. Oh, cool. A new Metroid Prime game? The trilogy was so good. Guess what? Metroid Prime doesn't even have, or Federation Force doesn't even have Samus in it. We get Metroid Prime Federation Force after 9 years of one bad game and nothing else. Can you imagine how that felt for us Metroid fans when the game didn't even look like a Metroid game? It was just an online multiplayer garbage fest of nothing to do with Metroid. Nothing. I mean, Joey, can you vouch? It didn't even look like a Metroid game.
Yep.
I mean, the game wasn't awful. I bought it and played exactly 1 hour of it just to turn it off because I didn't want to play it. It's not fun. There's nothing to do. It's just kind of flying around in a spaceship, which should be fun, but it was designed as a Metroid Prime game. It's my same problem with Contra. It's like they made a game and just slapped a knowable franchise on it to sell it. And that's never a good sign, ever. That all that ever does is piss people off more. And then you just not good. It was announced in 2015 and it came out in 2016, just like Star Fox Zero. Again, 2015, 2016, horrible year. Metroid Prime Federation Force is the epitome of this, and the game ahead of it are the epitome of what I hated about Wii U Nintendo. It was them cock teasing us with franchises that we wanted and then not giving us anything that we actually wanted. And I hated what that stood for. I hated that they were forcing us to buy this off-brand, not Metroid-ass Metroid game as if that was what we were going to get. And if we didn't buy it, then we weren't going to get another Metroid game because they were like, oh, I guess they hated this. Well, why would we make another Metroid game if they hated even this? No, fuck you, Nintendo. The reason we hated it is because it wasn't a Metroid game. It was designed as a flight simulator. Like, it wasn't good. The gameplay is awful. The controls are weird. It doesn't even look that good. At least Star Fox Zero looked cool. Like, graphically, it was fine. This game just looks like a spaceship simulator. Like, it's just a flying game. You don't do anything. You fight other people. My gripe with this game isn't so much the game or the gameplay itself. I will admit that I don't know much about the game or gameplay itself because I didn't play it. I just know what it is. And I know that it's not Metroid, and I did play it enough to just know that. But this started a thing with Nintendo. They did this multiple times. I'm not a Chibi Robo fan, but they did it with Chibi Robo. Chibi Robo Ziplash. Why? That's not a Chibi Robo game. Star Fox Zero. A shitty Star Fox game. That's just a remake of a game that's better, but how do you make it worse? Metroid Prime Federation Force. Not a Metroid game. And, surprise, not a good game either. They were starting to do this where they made New Super Mario Bros. 3 different fucking times.
I mean, it was good the first time.
The first time! Star Fox 64 was good the first time.
Exactly.
It was even good the second time.
Listen, they just thought they could milk it, man. What can I say?
I'm getting
Clearly
lightheaded.
they were wrong.
I'm angry.
Clearly they were
I'm getting
wrong.
more angry.
Clearly
No.
they were wrong.
Clearly.
But they did it.
Clearly they were wrong. But I hated what Federation Force stood for. It stood for throwing out the name of a game that we wanted and forcing us to buy something, even though we knew that's not what we wanted. But if we didn't buy it, we wouldn't get another game. Or that's what it felt like. It's because there was 9 years. One game in 9 years. And it was a shitty game. And it was 6 years ago.
It was basically it was holding the IP at gunpoint, saying
hostage.
If you don't buy it, yeah.
Yeah. And then they gave us this.
Like, buy this game or you'll never see this IP again.
Exactly.
Yeah, the only way I was able to play it was piracy because I'm not paying a single dollar for that game.
Fair enough.
I remember I almost cried when I actually saw the announcement. I remember like getting so excited because it's like, oh, Metroid. And then I'm like, that's not Metroid. Because it wasn't Metroid. That's the point. Just because it has its fucking name on it doesn't mean it's Metroid. Now, thankfully, they learned from that mistake, and they've only put out good content for Metroid since then. Metroid Zero Samus Returns, great game. Metroid Dread, great game. Metroid Prime 4 announcement, hopefully it's going to be great. I don't think they can fuck that up. They're taking their time with it, so they learned their lesson with Metroid. I'm glad. But that doesn't mean that I'm not angry about it still. But it's just an anger that is no longer needed because they learned. You know what I mean? So, okay.
Frustration is justified.
I need to breathe. I was getting lightheaded. I was getting angry. And it's just gonna get worse. um, all right. Um, number two. I have to set the scene again. This is a franchise that's very close to me. I love it a lot. So the year's 2001. We get a game. A new IP at E3 is announced by Shigeru Miyamoto. It's supposed to be the new Pokemon. It's called Pikmin. Pretty cool looking, actually. Looks kind of safe, looks kind of fun, friendly, relaxing. That's exactly what it is. And it starts a new IP. 2004, 3 years later. So a good time for a game, especially back then. We get Pikmin 2. Out of this world. So good. Builds upon everything Pikmin did right and improves everything that wasn't the best. Makes the pacing much faster. The story's a lot more fluid. Alf is fucking, or not Alf. Louie's really fucking funny. And yeah, they were good. 9 years passes. We get Pikmin 3. This is my favorite game in the franchise. Now, in between those 9 years, we did get a re-release of Pikmin and Pikmin 2 for the Wii. So, that's fine. They didn't get any spin-offs, nothing crappy. It's fine. Obviously, they also had a lot of other things happening in those 9 years. Brawl, Smash 4, or not Smash 4, Brawl, Pokemon, like the new Mario games, Mario Galaxy 2, bunch of stuff. Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, bunch of stuff. So I'm not super upset that it took them 9 years, especially because we got re-releases on the next gen console. Pikmin 3 comes out 2013, and I played the shit out of this game. I bought it twice. I have it on the original console, the Wii U, and I have it on the Switch. And I've played this game a guiltily a large amount of time. I've beat this game many times. I love the characters. I love the goofiness of it, silliness of it. It's just super cute and fun, and I've really, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. So 2017 comes, and we get a new announcement for a Pikmin game. Now, let me just say that in 2015, I believe, in September of 2015, 2 years after Pikmin 3, Shigeru Miyamoto said that Pikmin 4 was in development and very close to being done. So when I saw this announcement in 2017 for a new Pikmin game, I was about to like scream. I was going to like I gotta remember like our audience, and I can't say some things too raunchy just because like just weird. But like I was super excited. I was gonna scream, hallelujah! It's great. Pikmin 4 is coming out, and it's not another 10-year, 9-year wait. But what do we get instead?
Hey,
2D side-scrolling Pikmin game.
Hey, exactly what we wanted. Yay!
That's not even.
I know. I know. It's exactly what Pikmin is. It's like when they made
Hey,
Pac-Man a 2D side scroller.
the game's called Hey Pikmin. This game made me start to sweat. This game made me start to get really nervous that, oh fuck, what happened to Pikmin 4? Because when you say something like, also, mind you, 2 years ago, when you say something like the game everyone's waiting for is very close to completion, And then 2 years later, you announce this and continue to say that it's still progressing, I get scared. And I think now that it's been 5 years, I think I was rightfully scared. Because now it has been 9 years since Pikmin 3 was announced and Pikmin 3 was released. And Pikmin 4 has not even been shown. And all we've gotten is a re-release of Pikmin 3, which was good. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that it was there. Thank you, Nintendo. I get it on my next-gen Switch console. Yay! But it's not Pikmin 4. And the only new game we've gotten since Pikmin 3 is Hey Pikmin. So needless to say, number 2 on my worst games of all time list, Hey Pikmin. Because guess what? It's not a Pikmin game. It's a Mario game with a whip, with Pikmin splashed onto it. It's not a Pikmin game. And I played it. And this one I actually played for 1 hour and 2 minutes. Because I wanted to say that I played it for more than an hour. You use Pikmin like a whip for some reason, which I don't think you even do in Pikmin. I don't recall you ever using them as a whip. You just kind of throw them because they're animals and they're your friends. You throw them over there to help you out, and then you save them from danger. No, you're using them literally as a whip. If you put Indiana Jones in Hey Pikmin, it would look the same.
Mike,
And I love Indiana Jones.
you hit a high there. I'm gonna be on. You hit a high there that woke me up a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Ah!
I understand. I feel you, bud.
Oh my god. I'm sweating again.
You're benefiting a lot from not having anyone else in your house. I can't do that right now.
I'm sorry, Indiana Jones. That's my favorite franchise, my favorite movie franchise. I shouldn't have dishonored you like that. I apologize. But it was to get a point across that like this game is everything I despise with Nintendo in that time frame. That before Switch time frame. They just everything that could go wrong with their franchises went wrong. And they just kept doing it. And I don't understand why. Every time. Even Mario. The only one that didn't get fucked was Zelda. Although you could say it did, because Triforce Heroes wasn't great, but that wasn't on a Wii U. Actually, no, Triforce Heroes definitely counts. But this isn't about Triforce Heroes. This is about Hey Pikmin. Zelda gets a lot of content, a lot of rep. As it should. It's Nintendo's second biggest franchise with some of the greatest games of all time. You know, I get that. Pikmin is a niche franchise. A niche franchise, what is the key to succeeding in a niche franchise? Not rushing it. Not rushing it is the key to succeeding in a niche franchise. Because it's a niche, which means not many people are going to play it anyway. So you just want to keep those fans and you want to make it succeed. Pikmin's a niche. Pikmin has 3 games. Because Hey Pikmin doesn't exist in my perfect world. It has 3 games. They're all really good. And you know why they're really good? Because they weren't rushed. They took their time, they planned it out, and they work. And they're good. So why did they mess with that formula? Why did they change a franchise that didn't need to be rebooted? It just needed the next game in the goddamn franchise. You reboot a series and you change a series when the series is failing. Every game in Pikmin's history has been successful because they did it right. They took their time and they knew what they were doing. Nintendo, surprisingly enough, is a phenomenal gaming company, but they also have some of the most brain dead decisions of all time. And I don't understand why this one happened. I get why Metroid's happened. Because they had already had two different things going with Metroid Prime and the 2D Metroid. So they were like, all right, we'll make a spin-off game just to keep them happy if they did it wrong. But I get it. Pikmin didn't need a spin-off. Every single game was the same formula, and they were all successful. Why would you change it when we're already starved for that content? That was the reason why I brought up the years, because this was, again, hold on, let me get the exact year so that I can make the point even more. This was 4 years after Pikmin 3. And 2 years after Pikmin 4 was supposedly close to being done. Which now I'm very sure Pikmin 4 either got scrapped or changed or something. And I've had to come to terms with that mentally. But, like, who thought this was a good idea? Who? Who sat there and said, oh, you know what Pikmin needs? A 2D side-scroller. Who? Who sat there? Who? Who didn't object to this?
Mix
They
up
need
the
to be fired.
franchise, man. Need to mix up the franchise. Throw a curveball. Something to put some games and consoles. Put some money in our pockets. Something
You
fresh
throw-
for the Pikmin series.
You throw curveballs in series that have different styles, that have different things in them, that are
It would
already
be a
successful
heck of a
enough.
curve-
You don't throw a curveball in a series
Hell
that
of
has
a
3
curveball.
games. You should never throw a curveball in a niche franchise because it's niche. It means that it's already not mainstream. And it has its fans. It has its specific fans. So why would you ostracize those fans by making a bland game that doesn't appeal to anybody? Do you really think a fan of not Pikmin is going to look at this 2D side scroller and pick it up over something like Mario? No. Why would they experiment if they're already playing 2D games, 2D side scrollers from Nintendo, the most safe games ever? 2D side scrollers are not necessarily bad, but they're safe. You can't do anything really wrong with them, especially when they're coming from Nintendo. So why would this game succeed? It's not what Pikmin fans want, so they're already gone. And it's not a good 2D platformer because they already have Mario on there. There's already plenty of Mario games on there, by the way, which could be a whole different conversation. But why? Why? Why would you do this? I'm not even going to talk about the gameplay because you don't need to. The gameplay is exactly what you would think. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's safe and it's boring. Like I said, you could put any character with a whip in this game and it would fit perfectly. If you switched the colors and made it a dark and gritty game and you actually put Indiana Jones, I think you would have done better. I'm pacing, I'm sweating. I have pit stains. Oh, I'm a skinny white boy and I have pit stains from talking. That's how angry I am.
Well,
It doesn't help that we still haven't gotten Pikmin 4 5 years later. And number 1 is Sonic Forces.
That quick segue. No transition at all. Sonic Force.
That's fair.
You just wanted to shoot the freaking last topic in the head and be done with it. It was just like, okay, we're done with that. Get out of my sight. Sonic Force.
Oh. Oh. Sonic Forces is number 1 because it's because it's boring. I was excited for it. It looked cool. And then I played it and it's a 2-hour game that's really boring.
I mean,
But-
it also murdered character assassination across the board.
Yeah, it was a really cool idea. I really thought that like Sonic being quote unquote dead or thought to be dead could be really cool. And like it could flesh out all the other characters in the Sonic franchise that are never fleshed out because they're just sides. And it started off like that, and I was like, the first 20 minutes of this game were awesome, and I really liked it. And it was some of my favorite moments of Sonic. And then everything else is just no, 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 wrong.
The minute
Not
Sonic
good.
comes back in, makes the game bad. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Sonic should have came back in like in like there should have been a part 1 and part 2 of this game. But no,
Instead of Sonic just being gone for 20 minutes.
I need a breather.
Didn't stop. You just went straight to Sonic Forces.
I never wanted Sonic Forces.
Exactly.
Sonic,
Dig
Hey
it.
Pikmin easily makes me the angriest out of all of my top 10 games, but the game itself isn't bad. I mean, I think it's bad, but it's not inherently bad.
You hate it for the principle of
I
it.
hate it for the principle of what it is. Whereas Sonic Forces, I hate it for the principle because it's showing that Sega still can't do anything right. But like,
It's also just a bad game.
it's just a bad game, and it's a boring game, which is the worst. It's boring. Nothing's
It has the
rememberable.
worst
You
Sonic
guys were saying,
music.
yeah, you guys were saying
Yeah,
Sonic music, and I don't remember the Sonic music from this game, and that's bad.
I mean, it has.
When you can't remember Sonic music, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it does, but when you can't remember it off the top of your head, that's a bad Sonic game because I don't think there's any other Sonic game that I don't know some music. Like,
To be fair, I know the one Sonic one from Sonic Forces because of the meme. For
I don't-
together we can show the world what we can do. You're next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until
yeah,
the battle's
okay.
won.
I know that one now. I remember it now, but I didn't remember it before you said it.
Yeah,
But Sonic
that's fair.
Forces is it's really boring, and it had such a cool concept and such a cool idea, and it's just every part of it was disappointing. Every part of it. I could have done it better, honestly. I don't know. It's a shame that the only good Sonic game in the last 5 years was not even developed by Sonic Team. So
Yep,
I
Sonic
don't know.
Mania.
It's I'm really hoping Sonic Frontiers is good. I have already pre-ordered it because, as I said before this, big Sonic fan. Hence why there's so many Sonic games on this list because I hate it when they suck because they suck so bad.
Origins at least gave us cinematics, which
We're
I
not
like.
talking
At
about
least.
Origins. We're not.
I'm just
no,
saying, I like the cinematics.
no,
That's all I have to say about it.
nope. They don't get that pity from me.
I like
No.
good cinematics.
I would talk more about Sonic Forces if I wasn't about to like lose my voice. And I wasn't wheezing from anger.
I mean, I feel like there should have been variation for the creative character. That's
Sonic Forces has good things. It's just that none of it matters when you play the game.
yeah.
Once you get out of the first 20 minutes, it's just boring.
It also
and
makes you wonder
unmemorable.
why the heck 2D Sonic is even there a lot of.
And why I spent $60 on it.
2D Sonic is basically not even in this.
Yeah, it's just.
It's just there. Just there.
You know what epitomizes this? I just got a Snapchat friend request from a sex bot. So
Those have been going on a lot, yeah.
that's
So,
how I feel about Sonic.
Okay. That's a very odd and very specific description for how you feel about Sonic Forces, but fair enough.
It teases me with excitement and fun, and then it's just always disappointing.
There you go. There we go. That's how we bridge those two subjects together.
Oh, fuck me. Hey, Pikmin
So-
sucks, dude.
So it seems that when it comes to games we dislike, there's like a big variation of like frustration, games not having the expectations we set for them, the principle of those games which we don't accept. It just wasn't like other games, and it was a disappointing sequel or something like that. I mean, a lot of those for me. I mean, One of mine were literally was a PETA browser game, and I hated it because it was just basically made by PETA. I mean, I don't want to add
Dude, I'm still
anything else. I
catching my
mean,
breath.
I just like to pay to win. I just like the big slugs. TMNT for SSD just did not do it for me.
Yeah, they're bad games, man.
Connect games that aren't designed well suck.
2015, 16 Nintendo.
Metroid.
Super
Just
Metroid.
Metroid. Just Metroid.
I don't even have the wherewithal to fight you on Super Metroid right now. That's how exhausted and angry I am.
Inaccessibility was also a big topic for these.
Yeah, this has been a great topic. I got a lot of venting out. I got a lot of frustrations off my shoulders.
Yes, and you have it recorded now, so that way you can just refer to this one. Just want
Yeah,
anyone
I'm
to
gonna
ask you why
advertise
you
the
dislike
hell out of
games.
this episode as Mike finally loses his shit.
Mike dislikes these video games in particular.
I
He wants these video game people fired.
want whoever greenlit Hey Pikmin fired and buried.
Wow,
And it's
strong words.
I'm laughing, but I'm not joking.
I feel it. I felt it multiple times through this podcast.
I feel like you felt it. You felt it the hardest when I was like, you could put Indiana Jones in this game and it would be the same thing. Because I hit a different octave of a voice.
You did. Dear God. I think I don't think we have anything else we can add on to this. Joey, do you have anything else we can add on to this?
Joey, you have anything to say to me?
Uh,
Uh,
I I don't really. Sorry.
Well, thank you for listening to us rant about games we don't like and made it this far.
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening to us rant.
Exactly.
I'm not like if I was comfortable showing my face cam, I'm like bright red. It's not even fucking funny. I know I'm laughing, but it's just a coping mechanism.
I mean, I felt like I might have gotten a little bit bright red on my topics. It's just that you're going, you went last. Who were able to, fully use your time.
Oh my god. I spent half an hour on 3 games. I spent half an hour on 2 games.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hey, it's just that it's the idea behind Hey Pikmin that infuriates me. Like they made 3 games that were all successful and they waited and did them perfectly just to make a 2D fuck off game that why? Sorry, I know I already did all this, but I'm just getting worked up again. I don't know. All right, I made my point, and I don't think anybody disagrees with me.
I don't think I can. I personally don't play the Pikmins, but it does sound disappointing, and I have experienced that for other games. Exactly like I said on this list for like Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Ultimate Tenkaichi. How it was
Yeah.
not
It was another thing.
how it was.
It was another thing that like Pikmin Bloom is another one that came out, but that's free, and that's just a little thing. That's fine. Hey Pikmin was, I don't remember exactly. I know I paid $30 for it. That's not okay.
It's just
All right.
upsetting that it's just not the game that you thought it was going to be.
No, it's everything that I knew it was going to be after it was announced. That's where. Well, no, I know what you mean. I wanted Pikmin 4, and they started off the reveal by saying a new Pikmin game, and I was like, oh yeah, Pikmin 4. My dick got super erect, and then it was Hey Pikmin. I'm like, oh, flaccid.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That is the worst way to put it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm disappointed in myself. Listen, man, I'm just depressed.
What
I'm
was that,
angry.
an
I'm upset.
Automatica or something?
Pikmin controls my sex life. Oh no.
Well then,
Oh god. Fuck me, dude. I hate picking so bad.
I see. I see.
It stands for everything I despise in the video game industry. All right.
Fair enough.
Thank you everybody so much for watching this content, this thing that we did. Thank you.
Thank you again.
The next topic that we're going to do, have we decided on if it's going to be
I don't think we have decided yet. Do we?
do
I
we want to
mean,
do dream games? Do we want to do Lego
dream
games?
games would be nice, and I do like Lego games. I would have to play more to add to the list
So then let's do dream games.
because I basically only played 3 different franchises, and one of them was basically just one game.
Does anybody have any objections to doing dream games next?
No, I don't mind.
Dream games it is.
Does anybody have anything? Anybody have anything else that they would want to do?
Nothing I can think of at the top of my head right now. Now 12 o'clock.
All right,
I can't remember.
fair enough. So next podcast, 2 weeks from today, we will be doing dream games. And dream games essentially is just games that we don't ever think will actually happen, but just stuff we want. Like for a perfect example, Super Smash Brothers Melee 2. Like an actual only sequel, like sequel to the style of Melee. Like I would love that. That'd be super cool. But it'll never happen because Smash doesn't get sequels. They just get new
For
games.
me, personally, I would like a Pokemon Battle Royale.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love a new Pokemon Ranger game, but it'll never happen.
Okay, let's save
Yeah,
it for the episode.
Just a little sneak peek.
Yeah, just a little sneak peek of what we need.
I got a couple more. That's just one like that I
Oh, I've got
One.
many. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I've been Mike.
I've been James.
And I've been Joey.
And we will see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.